Welcome back, Nick and Lex here. Thank you so much for joining me to another episode of Music with Nick. Today we got a marathon lined up, super fun. It's gonna be Strawbs and Dave Cousins. I did do some research just to know who Dave Cousins is, and he's basically the creative force behind the band Strawbs. It says here, lead singer and most active songwriter of Strawbs since 1967. So I wanted to thank, of course, Roundabout for this marathon. Thank you for making the video happen, for sponsoring it. I get a lot of requests in the comment section, people wanting to request marathons. It's basically all in the About page when you go on YouTube, on NicknLex on the channel. If you wanna, you check out the channel. It's gonna play something here. And you go to on the About tab on the computer, and you scroll down, and where it says request/support us, that will take you to Buy Me a Coffee, and there is basically where you can request these marathons, or if they're available, songs, or even like me and Alexia. But we usually tend to announce when we open up, like a couple of days before. So just if you're wondering if you want to request one, you can also shoot us an email if it's too difficult, and we can send you a link. The email is in the description as well. So just wanting to let people know that information. Okay, so now we're gonna do 3 Strawbs songs from the same album, which is called Halcyon Days, the A&M Years. I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. Halcyon. This is from 1998. I hope that's correct. Sometimes the years are kind of messed up, but we all already know this. I always mention this. But we're gonna do A Glimpse of Heaven from that album, The Shepherd's Son, and Sheep. Oh, cool. I like that. It has like an Animals vibe from Pink Floyd. Then we're gonna do Dave Cousins, Blue Angel, and Ways and Means. And this is from... oh, wow. Okay. 2006, supposedly. But I'm going to recheck right now. But I'll be right back with you guys. All right, guys. So I got the information, of course. I did my research. So this is a compilation album, the one that I'm doing here. Unfortunately, this the first 3 songs are from the Witchwood album. This is 1971. Unfortunately, that album is not on Spotify, so that's why we're doing the compilation album that I mentioned. And then Dave Cousins is, of course, not from 2000, it's from 72. So there we go. So yeah, it's just a thing, you know. Thank you so much, guys, for providing me with links, you know, where I can look this up really quickly. But yeah, it's always nice to know when the music's actually coming from. And Spotify tend to kind of like get it wrong the majority of time when it's an older album. Okay, so here we go with Strawbs, and I've heard some songs here and there, maybe like 3 or 4, but not that much. So this is all pretty new. So thank you so much again for this request, and have fun. Everybody who's new to the channel, welcome, of course. If you want to like the video, dislike the video, subscribe to the channel, it all helps out. Thank you so much. Okay, another thank you to Roundabout for this marathon, and let's get started. Here we go with A Glimpse of Heaven. Here we go.
stitched with tidy hedge and crumbling grey stone wall. The trees were bare, but spring was near. To conjure up its endless strings of green magic handkerchiefs. Could you only see what I've seen, you would surely know what I mean. I think I must have caught a glimpse of heaven. A string of diamonds formed a stream that tumbled down the daunting cliff to sparkle bright on the beach. Could you only see what I've seen,
That
you would
chorus.
surely know what I mean. I think I must have caught a glimpse of heaven.
Okay. Okay, I'll rewind, but they're now taking off. I love how almost like, I don't know, like Celtic it sounds a little bit, the way he's singing. Reminds me a little bit of Jethro yeah. Oh my God. Jethro Tull. When they were doing their, you know, songs from the woods, I think it's called Songs from the Woods. Very Celtic, you know, like the dun 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 dun, that vibe. And I love that it's like you hear this little like tiny church organ, and then this huge chorus from above. Beautiful with headphones. Guys, always use headphones with these reactions. I'm trying to use the best audio possible. We of course pay for the highest quality on Spotify to bring you the best sound. So yeah, listen to this on headphones. I mean, it's gonna sound nice on your TV if you have a nice surround sound, but nothing beats headphones. So okay, so let's go back because it does take off here. Gets a little bit moving. So let's go back. Very nice change.
Newborn lambs that sweetly played, speckled eggs all newly laid. But for you, I would have stayed. I think I must have caught a glimpse of heaven.
Very cool. Like literally, like I said, the church organ. let's take a look here. It's something I want to know because I always get confused. You can see the banjo in the back, and I sometimes get confused. Like, what is it? Like, is it a banjo or is it something else? Give me 1 second here. I just want to click on the album that we're actually listening to, which is, I got it right here. Okay, so that was their 4th album, and here are the instruments. Banjo. So it was a banjo, and then recorder. I just figured out that recorders, like these flutes that we used to study in preschool. And you just call it a flute in Germany, but here I just found out 4 days ago that you call them a recorder. It's insane. But yeah, this was beautiful. I loved how the banjo came in, and then again this theme. It almost seemed like they were singing in some other language, but I could be mistaken. But yeah, it sounded very Celtic, but I also get confused very, very much Celtic music and Gaelic, although I'm sure there's a big difference. But I think when I talk about the Celtic, I think I was more near the Celtic than the Gaelic. But yeah, when they start singing Gaelic, that's when I kind of like don't know anymore what's going on. I mean, it's such an antique language, I guess, that millions of people still speak, of course. Okay, now let's continue with the second song. This was beautiful, by the way. I loved it, how it ended with this beautiful church organ. And yeah, not too big, just enough to fill the room. Okay, The Shepherd's Son is next. Let's see. By the way, beautiful acoustic guitar work as well.
The air was scented by the disappointed flowers. The weatherman had promised them warm, soft summer showers. They bowed their weary heads, resigned to wait a few more hours. And we walked together in the half-light down secret paths, climb wooden fences to the dancing meadow in van of dust within its grassy web. There was no need for discussion, it was surely no disgrace. Her soft skin had the texture of
Beautiful.
the finest silken lace. Waiting, moist and trembling, it was just the time and place. And our woven bodies sang together in harmony with understanding, till we fell back smiling, rejoicing in the music we had made.
Beautiful. Oh man, this is so good. It reminds me a little bit of the Moody Blues, I think, because of the singer. He reminds me of the singer of the Moody Blues. Beautiful voice, but the orchestration also, the orchestration that the Moody Blues have. But I think there's more going on here with Strawbs. in the background there's all these instruments. I hear a piano, I hear some kind of, I don't know what instruments they're using, but a Moog as well. It's just like very, very good. It gets all a little bit proggy when it just suddenly like changes the entire, time signature there. I don't know, are they labeled as prog? Yeah, they are. Art rock, prog rock, progressive rock, folk rock. Really cool. Especially this album here that we're listening to. Man. So yeah, there's an auto harp, of course, acoustic guitars, piano, organ, celeste, mellotron, Moog, synthesizer, clavinet, harpsichord. Yeah, even a sitar. There's a lot of instruments going on. Very, very hard to catch, of course, and also to be able to focus on the lyrics, almost impossible on the first listen. Always, that's my main gripe with if you want to listen to it all, then you can't really focus on. If you just focus on the lyrics, you miss all that, and then on the second, third, you kind of like put it all together. Your brain kind of like knows the lyrics, they know what it's about, and then you can assimilate the music with the lyrics. But on the first try, on the first listen, it's very, very difficult. It's for me, it's impossible to listen to both, because I can only pay attention 100% to or the music or the lyrics. So yeah. Okay, let's go back. This is very, very pretty, very beautifully played, and just great, great music.
The blood-red summer sunset was a slowly spreading stain that rose behind the bandstand as the shepherd played again. We heard his silver trumpet, he had blown away the rain, and we lay together in the long grass, holding hands and making sweet talk till the smell of wood smoke reminded us that it was time to go.
Ooh, yeah. Playing against each other. Wow. So good. I loved how one acoustic guitar came in, and then the other one kind of like almost, yes, they were playing the same rhythm, but in different time signature. And oh man, just beautiful. And then the whole thing came together. Also, I love the harmonizing they do. I don't know if it's the same vocalist or if it's the rest of the band, but man, really, really cool. Really, really good music. what can I say? You know, just another rabbit hole to explore. It's crazy. Okay, so from the same album, 1971, we're gonna listen to Sheep. Here we go.
Market town, farmers have come from miles around, bringing their wives and children. A farmer stands with his youngest son, watching their sheep driven from the pen, for the horse is waiting. Back they're frightened, dogs are snapping at their heels, jumping on each other's backs, hear their squeals. The young one stands looking quite dismayed. How can they know they're just animals? Pull yourself together. Blood runs in the gutters. Listen to their city beating. Farmer beats them with his stick. Milling by the open door. Don't be seen.
Melodic minor scale never fails, you know, and beautifully played in the vein of like, I mean, the first time I heard this kind of like sound was when I listened to The Doors, and I bought the soundtrack pretty much as a child. I'd seen the movie and I was just like blown away. So I do know some Doors, and I guess Riders on the Storm is one of my favorite songs, where they, you know, I mean, it's a little bit more jazzier, I think, and this is a little bit more prog, which has everything. Has, you know, I guess it's more fusion, but it's pretty much prog rock, you know. But I love this, the whole thing, you know, the whole thing is really, really cool. Very spacey, you know, space rock. I don't know. There's a lot of sound effects that are really like, must have been really, really cool under certain influences. So pretty awesome.
The young boy takes a look around, sees people watching blankly, and he pities them, for they too look like sheep.
Very beautiful bass.
And he tells himself, when he grows up, when he becomes a farmer, seeds of love. He will just plant seeds of love. He will just plant seeds of love. And he will harvest peace.
Very, very good. Thank you so much, Roundabout. This is a trip. Love it. Love the band. Doesn't really sound like, completely honest, doesn't really sound like anything that we're like listening to. I can't compare it to anything, and that's always what I'm looking for. Total originality. Yes, I mentioned the Moody Blues, I mentioned the Doors, but they don't sound like the Moody Blues, and they don't sound like the Doors. They sound exactly like what they are, which is Strawbs, which is really, really cool. I love that when they have their unique sound and style. Okay, now we're gonna go with the songwriter and singer of Strawbs, Dave Cousins. We're gonna do Blue Angel. Let's see what he has in store for us, if this is the same project. This is only a year later, 1972. This is a longer one, 9 minutes and 49 seconds. Here we go.
Shining, her head was in the clouds where she had found the silver lining. And all the while the crippled boy was dancing with his lady fair, while I stood on the sidelines trying to make out that I wasn't there.
Okay, so I hear when he was playing the acoustic guitar, I could focus very, very easily on the lyrics. Very beautiful. And I love how this is, you kind of like feel this is a little bit more guitar oriented. I didn't really hear distorted guitars or a solo in the other Strawbs music, but this here it's present. So I'm very excited to listen more.
So loud the music grew and grew with ever greater pain. I stepped back in the shadows, for I could not stand the strain. I tried to look, my eyes were blind. I tried to speak but could not find the words to say. They left me lying where I lay. I could not bear the light of day. Treat me kindly, dear blue angel, deepest color of the night. Be merciful, be gentle, for I have no strength to fight. Treat me kindly, dear blue angel, deepest color of the night. Be merciful, be gentle, for I
Marty just waltzed in. I guess he woke up. He wants to be with me. This was great. Now, new section coming up here with some acoustic guitar.
So I lay in half-world dream state, pressed like a flower in the pages of a half-book. Words in softly spoken whispers steal through the silence of the blue-veiled half-light. The best of questions have no answers. The best of answers need no questions. Born on the quest for a wave of half-peace, fired in a Dresden China couplet, bound in the chains of the half-book binding halfway to my half-life. Treat me kindly, dear blue angel, deepest color of the night. Be merciful, be gentle, for I have no strength to fight. Treat me kindly, dear blue angel, deepest color of the night. Be merciful, be gentle, for I have no strength to fight.
Oof.
So she lay in half-museum, pinned like a butterfly which failed to reach its half-life. Tender moments left half-spoken, lost like an orphan in the pleasures of the dream state. A man of honor has no secrets. How can I be a man of secrets? Trapped in the web of the woven weaving, earrings of the angel weaver, oh sacred savior of the silver lining, halfway to my half-life. Treat me kindly, dear angel, deepest color of the night. Be merciful, be gentle, for I have no strength to fight. Treat me kindly, dear angel, deepest color of the night. Be merciful, be gentle, for I have no strength to fight.
Beautiful, like all the arpeggios the pianist is playing behind him when he's singing. So difficult. I mean, maybe not for them, but just, and so beautiful. Beautiful arpeggios. I mean, really, really good. And I love that it changed again. It's just like, it's like a whole like movement. I mean, it's a longer song, but yeah, there's so many parts to this. Really, really cool.
Sleep, sleep with peace, my love, and I will let you be. I alone can comfort, I alone can set you free. I will be your healer and give you back your pride. In times of need, remember me, I'd rest here by your side. When the hour of darkness comes, when time itself stands still, when voices from the future seem to come and go at will, I will be your servant, your ever constant guide. When all is lost, remember me and rest here by your side. Of the fool is such, and he alone is sane. So delicate the balance, where the moon doth wax and wane. I will be your teacher and show you where to hide. When all else fails, remember me, I'd rest here by your side. Treat me kindly, dear blue angel, deepest color of the night. Be merciful, be tender, for I have no strength to fight. Treat me kindly, dear blue angel, deepest color of the night. Oh, be merciful, be tender, for I have no strength. Treat me kindly, dear blue angel, deepest color of the night. Be merciful, be gentle, for I have no strength to fight. Treat me kindly, dear blue angel, deepest color of the night.
Wow. Yeah, of course I would have to listen to this again just to get everything, you know, to absorb everything. Especially, I'm very interested in the lyrics, but I just couldn't really pay attention too much. When I listen to epics like this, the voice becomes just another instrument guiding the music forward, you know. I mean, I know there's a tale to be told and it's very important to the song, but in that instance, when I'm listening to the whole thing for the first time, if I just focus on the lyrics, then I would lose all this beauty, all this difficult music, all this beautifully arranged, you know, stuff. So that's why I don't want to focus just on the music. And a lot of people do that. A lot of reactors just react to basically to the lyrics, because I do understand maybe they don't, you know, they didn't study music or they don't play. And then it's really difficult to, I mean, you just hear it and it just passes by and it's just more like accompanying the lyrics, you know. The lyrics are basically in the forefront. Everything else is just a blur in the back. But for me, it's on the contrary. I listen to the music, the whole composition, and why were they composing, and why are they changing time signatures and chords and all this stuff. And the voice is more like accompanying the music. And of course the lyrics are very important. And then when you buy a CD, and I used to do this, of course, as a child, when I first got my first Led Zeppelin or Iron Maiden, I would sit on the bus on my way home and, you know, listen to the music and read the lyrics. And then, of course, I would listen to it again, knowing the lyrics and then absorbing the music. So I used to do it exactly like you guys do or did. Sometimes a lot of people think that Alexa and I, we totally discard the lyrics, but that's not true. We listen to them very, very carefully, but on the second or third, you know, because it's so much. Like, for example, we just did this Peter Gabriel song, and a lot of people were so upset because we didn't pay attention to the lyrics. Which, I mean, it's not my favorite theme about a shooting, but I mean, I get it. You know, it's very, Peter Gabriel is a master lyricist, just like Roger Waters, and it's very important to, of course, to the song, but the music for us is always in the forefront. For example, Alexia and I, when we started dating, she would only listen to the lyrics. The music was just a blur in the background, and I taught her basically listen to the bass, focus on the drums, focus on the keyboards, and then for now all together. And since she already knew the lyrics of most of the Pink Floyd albums we would listen to, she got it, you know. So that's what we're trying to do. But this was beautiful. It was like a magnum opus. Like, it was very, very good. So okay, last song here is Ways and Means, and let's see if that is as epic as the last one.
I'm as the world forever spinning, rekindled by the early rising sun. I'm as the road that's ever winding, a never-ending journey just begun. And the wheel turns in my heart and in my soul, a fire burns ever in my head, while others come in line that will last throughout the night, following the ways where we have led. She's as the river ever flowing, that's constant as the Greenwich clock at noon. She is as the sea that's ever rolling, a high spring tide that rises with the moon. And the wheel turns in my heart and in my soul, a fire burns ever in my head, while others come in line to set the last throughout the night, following the ways where we have led. Now today is much the same as any other day has been. Still I think about tomorrow, and while there's not much that I need to take me further on, there are still things that I borrow. There as the wheel forever turning, the heart that gives an athlete strength to win. There as the fire that's ever burning, a flame that lights the lamp of life within. And the wheel turns in my heart and in my soul, a fire burns ever in my head, while others come in line to set the last throughout the night, following the ways that we have led.
Wow, very, very good. I don't know which I like more, the just Strawbs by themselves, or just Dave Cousins and his band. Just fantastic musicianship all around. And this one, again, it's so funny though. It does remind me a little bit the way he phrases his singing, or maybe it's just the voice. I don't know. It reminds me of Jethro Tull a little bit. I don't know why. Maybe he has just like an Ian Anderson kind of voice, but just the way he phrases the words, is a little bit similar. But I think that's a very good thing. This was great. It was a trip. All in all, this was great music. But yeah, I need to listen to this whole marathon one more time, and I will, with Alexia, and then maybe pay a little bit more attention to the lyrics, but also the last song, for example, was a little rushed for me, just, I guess, because it was the last one. But beautiful, just beautiful guitar work. The bass, I never really mentioned the bass, but the bass was always very interesting in all 5 songs. And oh, okay, let's turn this off. Oh, I don't know what was, I think it was the other computer. But thank you so much, Roundabout. This was a great adventure of getting into Strawbs, and also the lead vocalist of Strawbs and his project was great marathon. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed, guys. Let me know what you think. When did you hear this for the first time? What would you recommend? Let me know in the comment section, and thank you. See you in the next one. Take care.